Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Joseph Kursky here, geographer, GIS professional, educator, and serving as instructor in universities and also for 18 years on the team at ESRI that supports teaching, learning, research, and campus facility management with GIS in schools, colleges, universities, libraries, museums, and in informal education. How can and should modern geospatial technologies be taught and learned? My objectives today include what modern geotechnologies are, why and how they can be used to teach across the curriculum, and the benefits that can accrue by doing so. Throughout this session will be these threads: why and how to teach and do research with geotechnologies, with a higher, more noble goal in mind than just learning tools and methods. It's never just about mapping or GIS, but rather understanding something in a deeper, richer way, and taking action. The team I serve on has been here for the long term, since 1992, to support you in your instruction and research in GIS, remote sensing, and GNSS across many subjects in education across the world. Contact us if we can support you in any way. Writing articles about your program, software and tech assistance, instructional strategies, spatial data, societal issues around mapping, including ethics, or in other ways. GIS has evolved from a desktop-centric to cloud-based software as a service and data and services model, which has enormous implications for teaching and learning, collaboration, assessing student work, visualization, analysis, and much more. In so doing, the volume and diversity of disciplines using GIS has greatly expanded. Thus, GIS is no longer a niche technology used by just a few. In the ESRI ArcGIS family of products, all of these components can be used. They all work together as part of one ecosystem. The good news about modern GIS is that you can focus on the tools that are pertinent to your work and not have to learn all of GIS. And you can use apps to collaborate and get your work before the eyes of a broad spectrum of society. These apps include communication tools such as story maps, dashboards, and other geovisualizations, tools to embed your work into platforms such as Microsoft Office, and field tools to collect the data via surveys, maps, and UAVs or drones. Why teach with GIS? Consider these learning objectives: critical thinking, spatial thinking, scale, systems thinking, permissions, communications, problem-based learning, and these content objectives: population, crime, weather, hazards, watersheds, ecoregions, ocean currents. Not teaching GIS, but teaching with GIS. And certainly there are geospatial objectives as well, building skills that are in demand in the workplace. How do educators use GIS? One, as a teaching tool to teach content, concepts, skills, teaching about GIS in GIS programs, and teaching with GIS, though these certainly do overlap, as a research tool for you and your students, and also as a presentation and assessment tool. My own research is on the implementation and effectiveness of GIS in education. One of my articles is seen here. Progress has been made, and yet challenges do remain. The deeper goal is to help people understand that GIS is a platform. The wider goal of my research is to help those in non-GIS geo-enviro disciplines teach and do research with GIS. Spatial thinking and analysis are the goals in using GIS, not GIS per se. Spatial thinking is identifying, analyzing, and understanding the location, scale, patterns, and trends of the geographic and temporal relationships among data, phenomena, and issues. And you see the analysis definitions too, with a focus on generating new information that is actionable. An online ESRI poster builds on the analysis definition: detecting, measuring, determining, etc., which I highly recommend. All of this is anchored in the geographic or scientific inquiry process: asking questions, acquiring, exploring, analyzing, acting, which leads to further inquiry. Essential GIS skills are listed here, which attracts instructors to use GIS. In my linked essay, I expand on the 10 benefits that result from teaching with GIS, including data fluency and inspiring students to be positive change agents. Strategies for teaching with GIS focus on not teaching tools, but rather focusing on asking questions, analyzing real-world 21st century pertinent issues, including local to global issues. How is this done? One way I often start is with these ArcGIS Living Atlas of the World apps: water balance, wayback imagery, drought aware, and more. No sign-in is required. Inquiry, relevant issues are engaged. I use existing story maps as ebooks and also teach students how to create their own story maps. Use real-time data feeds on current events, wildfires, stream flow, earthquakes, ocean temperature, etc. Gather data easily in the field. Start with ArcGIS Survey 123 on noise, water quality, walkability, weather, and more. The results are instantly mapped and then can be analyzed and communicated about in dashboards, story maps, and in other tools. Do not focus on the tools. Some of you know what this is. An old Mac, now used as a doorstop. My point is that technology changes. Focus on problem solving, investigation. Despite AI-driven modern GIS, your role as instructor is still critical. What is the most important tool of all? Your brain. Keep it learning and growing. My advice is to not overscript your lessons, please. Use the most appropriate toolset and data for the job, which will help you meet your unit, course, program objectives. Where can you get the geospatial data for your teaching and research? The open data movement has been revolutionary for geospatial technology, with ArcGIS Hub and other tools fitting into that movement. Start with the ArcGIS Living Atlas, 9,000 data layers with metadata from authoritative agencies. How can you obtain the geospatial data? Move away from the old paradigm of downloading. Sometimes it's still necessary, but embrace streaming data. Also, more data is not necessarily always better. Increasing is the recognition that data and GIS involve societal and ethical decisions, which is why I write this data blog, Spatial Reserves. Where can I find data? How do I know if I can trust it? And issues such as copyright, location privacy, and ethics. Selected lessons include the spread of zebra mussels, mean center, standard deviation ellipse, tracing downstream, watershed creation, all in ArcGIS Online to support the investigation of those zebra mussels. Another is interpolating weather surfaces from point data. Some navigation enhancements are added to the weather analysis in this stage. Cartographic enhancements are added to the weather analysis. Further analysis and prediction are conducted in the lesson. Expressions are built, fostering mathematical learning and GIS skills, and the surfaces are interpolated. Again, with data quality reflections. Can we trust the surface when the underlying points are few in number or clustered in one area? This lesson is on one of the many galleries of lessons available to you here, learn.arcgis.com. Two takeaways from my walkability study are: the components are powerful because they're connected. The field survey, the map, the dashboard, and story map work in tandem. Second, they are each easily configured in 1 to 3 class periods, not weeks or months. I leave you with this. Number one, you can create web mapping applications to communicate the results of your analysis. Story maps, instant apps, experience builder, and dashboards. Don't you just learn these tools, give these tools to your students. Number two, you can bring the results of your analysis and your maps and layers into ArcGIS Pro, Insights, Business Analyst web app, and other ArcGIS platform tools, and outside, for example, to the R Statistics package for further analysis. How can you keep learning in this area? Modern GIS strategies, data sources and issues on my Spatial Reserves blog, libraries of lessons, our monthly GIS higher education chats, and the ESRI community blog, How, Where, and Why to Teach and Learn with Geospatial Technologies. In short, teaching with GIS. It is doable, it is powerful, and it is absolutely essential for wiser decision-making to build a more resilient and sustainable world. Thank you for being with me, and I wish you all the best in your future journeys.